true first division game here for Washington here at the Ballin In Burgundy podcast. Myself and Nick holding the fort down because we got some special guests in the buildings, an NFC East rival, some Southern guests. I got my man Chris from CowboyUp Podcast. I got Michael from CowboysCorner. It's Cowboys versus Commanders, fellas. Welcome to BIB.
Man, appreciate it, man. I'm happy to be here. This is my first time on BIB, man. I love this, man. Love it.
Outside of a 49er fans channel, I don't branch off. So to be on a Commanders page is just, it's weird to me. But I'm very adaptable. Big fella said, "Hey, what's your email? I need you on." I showed up, and here I am.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Well, I appreciate y'all coming on because we got a whole lot to talk about. If you guys did not already, hit that like, share, and subscribe button here on BIB. Road to 1,000 subscribers. I want that by Christmas because I'm going to that Eagles-Commanders game in December in the snow, in the cold. So I want to hit that. I want to hit that 1,000, that 1,000 sub mark, and then give my man Chris and Michael all to subscribe. All of their links down in the description, and their name tags are their official YouTube channels. I was on Tuesday night on CowboyUp. We had a fantastic time. I was cracking jokes, giving out info. It's always a good time with Chris and Michael. It's always a good time. I was on during the off season. I was during in season. It's never not a good time on CUP. I will say that much. And obviously give CowboysCorner a very good subscribe. He's putting out fantastic content over there on his channel. And he does the you do another channel if I remember correctly.
So we used to. It's just only mine is only CowboyUp Podcast. Yep. And Mike has his own channel.
Correct.
Yeah. I do. I venture off with. I go on the CowboyUp Podcast when I can. The Cowboy Huddle Podcast. Joe for Cowboys blog. We do the Frisco Report.
There we go.
That's another one. And then on Saturdays, you'll catch me on Talking Crazy on the Corner of Crazy and Cowboys, where it's all the gloves are off and we are throwing punches. It's basically Cowboy fans versus Cowboy fans. The Rainbow and Unicorns versus the Realist. And we keep it 100 over there. And then you can catch me on Freaky Friday on Fifth Quarter Cowboys channel.
He does a lot, guys.
I was about to say.
Guy over there. Yeah.
He's got everything but the kitchen sink, but then Sundays are the game, so there's the sink.
Exactly.
Man, my man is, and I thought I was busy. No, I was outshined on my own show. I feel disgraceful now.
Thanks for letting me drop all. That's a lot of.
Hey, shameless plugs here on BIB. I will not shy away. But no, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, this coming Sunday, 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard, 1:25 on the West Coast. Commanders at Cowboys on the road to Jerry's World, to the $1 billion playpen, formerly the host of WrestleMania 32 and 39. But we talked about this on Tuesday. We got a litany of injuries between both teams. A laundry list, a CVS receipt, if you will. It's outrageous. For the Commanders alone, and I'll get into our signings here in a later, the former Cowboy Dorrance Armstrong did not practice today with a hamstring. Terry McLaurin didn't practice with his quad. Chris Rodriguez didn't practice with his calf. Debo didn't practice with his heel. Cosme, Jayden, Ertz, and Jonathan Jones all full. And the new signing, I'll get into him in a second, is on IR. But then for the beloved America's team, you guys had a litany of injuries. I was not aware how many people you guys had on this damn injury report. James Houston, Trevon Diggs, Kalen Carson, Donovan Wilson, Kevontae Turvin, Jack Sanborn, Tyler Smith, Jonathan Mingo, CeeDee Lamb, Marshawn Nealon, Trevor Keegan, Najee Cornelius, Tyler Booker, and Janaea Thomas. Who isn't on this list besides Dak?
Well, most of those players are just on there just for precautionary. I know they already said CD's playing. They said Turpin is playing. Mike, anybody else do you know that's for sure that's playing?
Yeah, I think Tyler Booker's back as well.
Yeah, and Booker. So,
just lovely.
Our offensive line, has been struggling with injuries, really bad. So with Booker, our first round pick coming back, we got Tyler Smith back last week, and Tyler Guyton, the wall of Tylers. So hopefully we get all the Tylers and we'll get Tyler BB back.
I was about to say you're one Tyler away from signing Tyler from Dude Perfect at this rate.
Exactly.
I'd pay money to see that. But Michael, you were saying something.
Yeah, Jack Sanborn's back as well, and we might see Jonathan Mingo make his start against the Commanders as well.
Wow.
He gonna actually burn, or is y'all's that Flournoy or whoever's been out there?
Yeah, as long as we keep pushing Jalen Tolbert back, we'll be okay.
Yeah, Mingo, I don't have any high hopes for. I mean, in the offseason, I did, and then when he got hurt, I was just like, another casualty on the Cowboys trade front. They always trade for people who never pan out for them or hurt. A la Trey Lance. It still don't make sense to me. Then they did come around the next year and do the same thing with Mingo, and literally what Mingo played 3 games last year, maybe. And
he played a little more than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah,
I mean,
it wasn't a lot though.
It wasn't much.
But y'all gave him the 3rd though, right?
A 4th.
A 4th.
Yeah. 4th round.
Yeah. That's
for somebody who don't play, and that's why we had a lot of hope for him in the offseason. Okay, this is going to be a full offseason with the Cowboys, with Dak. He's a big body receiver, man. This is before we traded for Pickens. So, I'm thinking we need another big body out there, and we had high hopes from Mingo, but, once again, out of sight, out of mind. So I hadn't even thought twice about him since he got hurt in training camp.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's low on y'all's depth chart for sure, man. I mean, especially seeing all the receivers that y'all pull out there with the Tolberts and the Flournoys and the Turpins, and obviously Pickens and Lamb are staples, but he's balling out lately, so that's another receiver.
I got a little bit more higher hopes for Jonathan Mingo than the big fella. His report with Dak at the training camp in the ops and in the preseason before he got hurt, it was looking good. It was looking real good. Then he got hurt. So I'm really looking for Mingo to come in here and help CD, help Pickens. With Turpin being injured with the shoulder and all this other stuff, kind of take him away from the offense and be able to plug in a Mingo, be able to plug in a Flournoy, and keep pushing Jalen Tolbert to the trade deadline and get him out of here.
Yeah,
so don't get high hopes for your boy Tolbert over there, I
guess. Yeah, me and Mike on that same Tolbert train. I am not a fan. Rue, that's on our show. You missed him last Tuesday, John. He was out of the city for work, and he's a big Jalen Tolbert guy, and I call him a liability. I'm like, to me, he's just a wasted space for me. I tell him because to me, receivers need to make an impact. I mean, you need to see a receiver say, damn it, that was a great catch, or man, he's wide open, or, hey, man, you can flash speed. And Jalen Tolbert never gives you any of that. And then they come back and say, man, he led the team in touchdowns last year. And I said, oh, okay. And we went where? Where did we go?
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter who led, So we only had, 4 rushing touchdowns. So, we sucked. So, it really didn't matter. But that's why I don't like him. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Corner. I'm just speaking for me. I think he's, just an irrelevant player to me.
Just like
I have a saying on Talking Crazy. It's called roster garbage. And that's what Jalen Tolbert is. He's roster garbage. Ryan Flournoy was drafted because Tolbert wasn't good. You brought in Jalen Brooks because Tolbert wasn't good. You traded for Mingo because Tolbert wasn't good. You got George Pickens in here because Tolbert isn't that good.
Yeah, that's true.
So you see that the Cowboys are trying to push him out too.
Yeah.
Writing's on the wall.
Do you think you would get any compensation for Mingo or for Tolbert? Or it's like, if we don't get a trade partner, just cut him?
I think you can get something. I think you might be able to get a 6th or a 7th because there is that one play. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, he had the toe drag swag, to help. I think it was the overtime game against the Giants. So, I mean, you get something there, and I think a team might appreciate that and bid that, hey, he might be able to do something for us more consistently.
Fair enough. I think if you're going to trade Tolbert, and I'm playing devil's advocate for them, Nick, so bear with me here because I do this a lot for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Miami, New Orleans, and probably Houston are the three places that are in dire need of wide receivers at this rate.
Yeah, Houston has so many young guys, though. They just drafted, especially both them boys out of Iowa State. But Miami for sure, man, and New Orleans. But, yeah.
Miami's on a fire sale. They got 5 players on the trading block. I don't see them trading for a player. Then you got Houston, maybe. Houston might pull the trigger there. And then what was your other team you said?
New Orleans.
Kellen Moore might go pull on Madden, the little puzzle or the scheme.
Exactly.
He has a puzzle there of the scheme.
Yeah. The reason I say Miami is yes, they're in a fire sale, and I could talk about Miami trading for hours because I'm John Kyber Jr. in our Commanders community. I do this this mock draft thing for a living, and no, I don't get paid. Is if you're gonna go out and let's take it to Jalen Waddle for let's say if you're Dallas and say, hey, I want Jalen Waddle, they might go and say, give us a third and Jalen Tolbert for Jalen Waddle. Or give me a fourth. Like you can use him in a package to ship him out.
Yeah, but I think the Cowboys is out. I don't think they got any more picks after the second round. I think they're running out of late round picks just to trade.
Might be.
I think with him, man, I don't really think it's going to be a trade, or I think it just may be just outright release, or next year he just may be down on the depth chart because he really don't play special teams, and that's especially when you're a third and fourth receiver, you need to be a real great special teams because you're just barely hanging on to the team, right? So when you got players like Mingo that's waiting in the wings, you got Turpin with all the speed in the world. He's just a little guy, but he comes in on special packages. Why do you need Jalen Tolbert? And then you got Flournoy, who just all of a sudden Dak trusts him. He's in the right place. He does give you that wow factor that I said before that you're looking for. And then you got the 88 and number 3 out there. So to me, hey, he's irrelevant. that's irrelevant.
There's a guy. I wouldn't say the Waddle room. I wouldn't start that. I would do a Jalen Phillips in exchange for a Jalen Tolbert, and give me the end. It really hasn't worked out. I mean, his stats are mediocre. I mean, he only has 1 sack on the year. So give me your project. Take on my project, and that's what Cowboys do. I mean, we got Noah Ibbenogany. They got Kelvin Joseph. They got the Minnesota Vikings got Nashawn Wright. We got Andrew Booth Jr. So there's similarities in how the Cowboys say, okay, give me your trash, I'll take your trash, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. So I can see Jalen Phillips and Jalen Tolbert switching spots.
See, I'm not Tolbert guy. God no, I'm a Jalen Phillips guy. But I think his injury history, considering like 3 out of his 4 seasons are back-to-back season-ending injuries, might not fare well in Dallas only because you guys do need pass rushing help. And if he gets injured again, you could be in the same boat of like, we traded for a guy and now we're out a draft pick and a player.
Well, John,
have you seen our injury report? You'll fit right in.
But John, this is where you're mistaken. We need help, period. I don't care where it comes on defense. We need help. So we're out there on the corner begging. Hey man, whatever you got for D, give it to us. We want it because man, it just really sucks, man. When you watch a Cowboy game as a Cowboy fan and you just begging for one stop, just give us one. and our offense will do the rest. And man, we can't get that, man. I know a Cowboy corner Mike seen the films and watched the game back, and you see the defensive line and the linebackers getting absolutely destroyed by tight ends,
wide receivers.
We know how you feel. We know how you feel.
So it's just frustrating, man, when you got a number 2 pick kneeling, a run stopping defensive end getting blowed up by a tight end that's 220 pounds. You gotta be kidding me.
And I was a Nealon fan.
Yeah, we got the Cowboys just need to stop drafting Michigan players. Period.
Period.
Hey,
he didn't go to the University of Michigan. He did not.
I said Michigan players.
Well, don't bring Michigan into this, because when you say
Michigan,
everybody already automatically assume the University.
When Michigan. I say Texas, it could be A&M. It could be Longhorns.
No, people
Texas
think of
Tech.
the Longhorns.
Texas Tech.
They think of the Longhorns.
UTSA.
Ain't no one thinking of that.
I mean, there's a few kids out of Texas Tech I like, but I'm not going to go into my draft rants. Going back to, let's now work on our injury report side of things. We decided to do the dumb thing and sign an injured guy. We took the only Drake that was not killed by Kendrick or by Josh for that, or by Josh on Nickelodeon. We decided to get Drake. My name is not Michael Jackson. And we decide to give him a contract and immediately put the injured man on IR. I said, let me channel one of my go-to guys, one of my Steelers content creators. Let me channel the Chisel Adonis. And I said,
what was the point? Why would you do this?
It makes no sense. I think Nick, take it away before I go on a rant. Take it away.
I was going to say, I'm trying to keep myself back from that, man. I mean, it's – and the worst part about the whole news that I saw today, and it was coming from every which way, every avenue, is this was the plan. What are we talking about? That was the spot that really got me. It was one thing to be like, okay, this guy's going on IR, that was a serious injury, and then you're talking yourself out of it. And then to hear – from Nikki Jabala all the way up to like Ian Rappaport, everybody in between. Well, this was the plan. You're going to bring a guy in who tore his patella tendon in 2023, right? And you knew going into it, when you need the edge help, you need it. You got to have it, right? You're targeting a guy that you already knew before signing that you were going to put on IR minute 1 of day 1. I mean, that was ridiculous, man. And plus, another thing that really pisses me off too is like everyone's saying, a lot of my buddies and plus like other content creators, stuff like that I've been talking to today is, they're building for the future. They're building for the future. And okay, 4 years ago when we were the laughing stock of the NFL with who knew who was going to play quarterback week to week, sure. Go do that. Go get a young guy. Who cares, right? But, we were 1 game away from going to the Super Bowl last year. We can win now. I don't understand why you're trying to build for the future now when we have a winning product that goes on that field, and especially at a position that is in need of right now. Now, what the fellows were just talking about with the receivers, Mingo, you got but you guys got 2 staples at the outside. So you can, work your way through that kind of stuff, because who cares, right? They're going to be buried at the bottom, work their way up. One man's trash is another man's treasure type of deal. But for us to need the edge help, and all we've done the past 4 weeks is bring in a damn edge player that can't play, doesn't play on practice squad, or he gets out on the field and looks terrible. I don't know how many times I saw Preston Smith trying to get pressure on Caleb on a one-on-one block, and he's just out there getting ragdolled around, man. And then you got Jalen Holmes, who was a part of the team last year. Yeah, he can probably provide better run support or whatever, but Von Miller is a strict pass rusher, pin his ears back, go get the quarterback guy at this point in his career, man. So for us to need edge help and your first thing was to go get a guy you're putting on IR, Like that did not set good with me. And one last thing about it, because I got to get this out too, because this is another thing to prove everybody's point, not necessarily wrong, but like a mute point is, okay, so Baptiste, he ain't young. He's not young. You know what I'm saying? He's young. And they drafted him here. And he's on IR. Like, what are we doing? You're going to go because you drafted him in San Fran and he's got the freak size, a freak, athletic score, all that kind of stuff, which I get. But, I mean,
talking about JJB?
Yeah, John Baptiste.
No. Javonte John Baptiste was drafted in Jayden's draft class here in Washington. He just got injured 2 weeks ago. That's why he's on IR.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is everyone's like with the Jackson signing, they're like for the future, but he's got to go on IR. But we have that edge guy in Baptiste who's young. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't get the whole build for the future thing when that's what we've already done with Baptiste. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got you.
A young guy, and he's also on IR. So the move it doesn't make sense to me, man. And we just continually bring in these edge guys that just aren't contributing, man. And it's starting to build up big time.
Yeah. I'll say this, and I think Corner and Chris can attest to this. Eberflus and Joe Witt might just be DC fans. I think their favorite show was The Flash, because when Captain Cold said, you make the plan, you execute the plan, you expect the plan to go off the rails, and then you throw out the plan, that's what they've done for both of our defenses.
I think Eberflus is even worse. He's not very popular in the city of Dallas or with the Cowboy fans. When you go have the number one offense in the league and you got the worst defense in the league, I mean, the two aren't complementing each other. It's terrible, and that's why I said earlier we're always just begging for one stop with them, and our supposed to be all world corners who both of them make a lot of money. And I'm not the Cowboy fan that count players' pockets. I hate that when people bring up their money, right?
Right.
And I just did. Sorry. But when you got the high paid players, you expect them to perform at that level, right? When you see number 7 Diggs just trailing every receiver in America, he used to have makeup speed. He doesn't have it anymore. Ever since he got hurt, he don't have makeup speed anymore. So when he in that trail position or playing zone, he's getting burnt.
Diggs has Make-A-Wish speed.
Basically. That's the perfect way to say it. And then Bland coming off the injury is still like he's a step slow. So, we're not having a pass rush. We're not having linebackers that can tackle anybody. And then your 2 best corners absolutely suck. The recipe is for last place. Last in defense in the NFL.
Yeah, I think, Joe Witt Jr. leaving Dallas, I thought was a big blow for us. Really wanted Joe Witt Jr. to stay behind and keep this defense afloat, because when Joe Witt Jr. and Dan Quinn and those guys left, I mean, you see what our defense has done under, it was okay under Mike Zimmer, but it wasn't fantastic. Now we then you kind of seen it in 2020 with the Mike Nolan defense didn't work out. So like this team is built for Dan Quinn's defense. And one of the reporters asked Brian Schottenheimer, do you have the personnel to run a Matt Eberflus scheme? And it's a perfect question, because we don't have the players to run Matt Eberflus' scheme. Instead of turning over 11 guys, let's just turn over one coach and bring in bring in the Dan Quinn guy to come in here and do this. I think Gus Bradley of the world's learned under a Dan Quinn. Bring him in here, and we'll see what happens. Darian Thompson is on the team coaching staff right now as the nickel safety coach. He was under Dan Quinn for 3 years. Let us fire Matt Eberflus, elevate Darian Thompson, and see what we can do there. The Matt Eberflus thing, big shout out to my guys, Fifth Quarter Cowboys, because they called this. I was like, I don't know, the gap schemes, as long as you have good linebackers, it will work. We don't have good linebackers. It's not working. And we don't have a pass rush. It's not working. In order for the Matty Eberflus system to work, you have to have a good front seven. Look at his defense in Indianapolis when he was there, when he left the Cowboys to go be a defensive coordinator there. They had the personnel. They had the Matty Eberflus personnel. We have the Dan Quinn personnel. We need to get that system back now.
It sounds like us, to be honest, though. And we have Dan Quinn and Joe Witten. It sounds like us this year.
Well, let's switch. I'll be more than happy to.
No,
I will hard pass on Matt Eberflus. I will let him go right now.
Not the hard pass.
Hardest. I will put the pass in the freezer to make sure it's ice cold. Ice cold pass. No, I was gonna say this on Tuesday before we got really sidetracked into other conversations. And Nick, you're not gonna like where this is going, so I apologize. I think Eberflus is actually ruining Dallas's defense in every aspect of the team, because when they drafted Donovan Ezeraku out of BC, I was like, all right, him and Micah should be really well together. Then you leave Micah. I'm like, all right, Ezeraku was one of the league ready guys going to the draft of like, he's one of the best edge rushers in the class. He fell to the second round. He was going to you guys. I was like, all right, you still got Marshawn Nealand, who is still I thought was going to be the next, a next step up, but has done nothing to do so. And then we look what happens, and both of our defenses suck. Yours just happens to suck even more. And it's like, I had some hope for you guys on defensive wise, and everyone's letting me down.
Yeah. I think, me and Corner may disagree with this, and I'm just gonna say number 11 that wears green now. Okay. They said they got rid of number 11 because they wanted to improve the run stopping. We got worse. Okay. Number 11 is on the best run stopping defense in the league. So who was telling the truth about anything? I think it was more money, but it is what it is. And our secondary was better because we had the pass rush from number 11. Because when number 11 is on the field, you have to account for him and you got to make everything quicker. You watch any Cowboy game this season, quarterbacks have all day in the world. That's why when I made my prediction on the score, ain't nobody going to stop each other in this game. Because if Jayden Daniels got all the time in the world, he's a very good quarterback. And he's going to light your ass up. I don't care what receiver you got out there, because all of them run free in our secondary. So the problem with the Cowboys was not able to stop the run. You can't stop the pass. You can't defend the pass. None of these things that you need for a defense. It's upsetting. And Matt Eberflus, I don't care as a coach, period, right? You adjust to your personnel. The personnel shouldn't have to adjust to you. That's what you should be doing. I know you have a system, but if your freaking system ain't working, adjust to what you have. That's my problem with Matt Eberflus.
Well, to compare Micah Parsons to a run defense, it is very laughable, in my opinion, because they literally traded our best run defender in Kenny Clark to us. So what does that tell you? They were able to give us our best run defender because what's behind Kenny Clark is a lot better of what's even on this Dallas Cowboy roster. Micah Parsons has nothing to do with that. What we're betting on and what did not work and has not worked in 6 games is Marshawn Nealand, Sam Williams. These second-round draft picks that we missed, or it wasn't a hit, that we missed on, hasn't panned out. And Sam Williams is just a total joke. He can go with Jalen Tolbert as well. And that is what we're missing. Me and Rue had a debate a few weeks back about we miss Micah Parsons. We don't miss Micah. We miss a pass rush. That's what we miss. Like, if you really want to talk about it, we could miss DeMarcus Lawrence and Anthony Spencer. You know what I'm saying?
Dorrance
We're not
Armstrong.
missing those guys. Exactly. We're not missing those guys. We're missing a pass rush. And that's we thought we had the guys. Obviously, we don't.
And my rebuttal to that when we discussed that on the show was our pass rush was number 11. He was the only one giving us a pass rush. So that's why we miss him. That's why I say the Cowboys miss him, because anybody else, if you look, okay, even when Fowler was here the first year, he was getting those sacks because of number 11.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of Fowler is back now. And a lot of times you don't even notice he's on the field. And so that's my point. He didn't get no slower. His technique didn't get worse because he had some help in Washington when he went there. But now he's back. He don't have any help. And everybody's like, hey, I can just double team him or single block him. He ain't getting to the pass rush. And Izaraku, and man, I was John, I was just like you. I was like, man, great pick. Another pass rusher. I call it the Lamborghini pass rush. You got Micah and Izaraku both coming at you full speed, right?
That's another one that didn't work out.
It never worked. It never. And just now, and they play him a lot. And he's named. I can see if you're a step from getting a sack. He ain't a step.
He's 4 steps.
He's too tight. He's too small.
And when the offensive tackle lock up on him, he ain't going nowhere. I remember the first game against Lane in Philly. Lane made him look like a little kid in kindergarten. He was just like, man, you're going to stay right here until I let you go. So like Mike was saying, he's too small. He's this. And I thought the speed and the way he could bend that corner when he was at Boston College, I was like, man, this kid is going to be electrifying when he gets to the Cowboys because we got that type of defense.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Not to be the guy that craps on players when they leave the Cowboys, if I want to be that guy for a second. Micah Parsons, when he left the Dallas Cowboys, had 52 sacks. 10.5 sacks came off of the Commanders when you guys weren't any good.
True.
So you take that away, that's 40 sacks, right? No, you can't take away the stats are the stats. But when I needed Micah to step up against the Bengals, against the Saints, against the Ravens, against the Eagles, in the playoffs,
Packers.
in the playoffs, yeah, he never showed up for me. And so what did that contribute to? Nothing. So, and then let's talk about Dante Fowler for a second. I think it's the Matt Eberflus scheme hurting Dante Fowler because Dante Fowler had 10.5 sacks last year with your guys' team. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but when Dante Fowler left, you guys are scratching your head like, who the hell's going to pass rush now?
Correct.
So we know Dante Fowler is a pretty dang good player. It's the system that is failing these players.
Yeah.
We also had no expectations for Dante Fowler, so we were just happy to get any production on that D line.
Plus,
to be honest,
since we've seen double-digit sacks from a D lineman in a while as well. So
since Kerrigan, well, really since Duran's money is contract here, but before that, it's been since Kerrigan.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah,
it's been a hot minute.
As an edge, it was Kerrigan last, but the last D lineman was Payne. So contract year, which he's blowing up again this contract year. So I'll take it. But the thing is with Fowler for y'all too, man. I know because it was the same as us. Obviously I don't watch a lot of tape on y'all because I try to keep y'all off my TV screen except for 2 times a year. But
you can't help but watch us.
Other than that, right?
I turn on First Take and they do it for me.
Yeah, the Fowler thing, man. I mean, there were teams last year. I mean, it'd be like 3rd and 9, and they would just audible into a run, just a stretch play to his side, or just just a toss something, just to get out there because they know he doesn't contain. And if he was to contain any tackle in this league or tight end, like y'all were saying earlier, it's just going to wash his ass completely out. Like a Michael Orr on blindside. They're just he had to go home, coach, and throw his ass over the stands. He had to go home, because he cannot play the run at all. He's too little. But, yeah, man, I mean, but it is Washington versus Dallas. So, we've all seen some wild shit in these games, man. Who knows what's going to happen. So, y'all be the best team in the league. We be the worst. Somehow we win and vice versa. I mean, it's crazy the type of games that we've played each other in. So
It was funny.
Go ahead,
Corner. Go ahead.
No, just talking about crazy games, man. I remember, golly, like it was yesterday. There was a game in 2011 or 2012 where it was just nothing but field goals. And the final score was like 15-12, and it was nothing but field goals. Crazy stuff like that has happened, and it's been against you guys.
I mean, we did that last year against New York, so.
Look at last year's game against us. I mean, we were sitting there. I mean, I know I was going into the fourth quarter like, I cannot believe we're losing to these bums, man.
With no quarterback, no.
I'm like, oh my God, Terry did it again. And then here you go, our best special teams player ever gets shook in the open field, and no one's near Turpin, and it's
no.
I got a question for y'all, man. When he did that, how did y'all like? We just came back in this game, and this mother took one to the house on y'all.
It was probably about that same reaction y'all had when Des Bryant had a fingernail go out of bounds. But
true.
But you're like, fuck it, what? You know?
Yes.
Like immediate, like, yes. Oh my! I remember shooting up, standing up, you know, giving my son a high five, chest bump, almost threw his ass to the ground. You know? And then, you know, people asking about, you know, my wife's upstairs asking me questions. I got time to answer your questions. And the next thing you know, everyone's out of the house. You don't look at me for a week. Get out.
Did you put everybody out, bro?
I couldn't stand it. I turned the lights off in the basement, you know, put the old Christmas tree on. I was like, man, you know what? I need to just sit here and think about my life decision. I went straight to my son. I said, hey, look, if you don't want to be a Skins fan, that's fine. As long as you ain't wearing a star or green eagle wings, we're fine. But you can pick anybody else. I was like, don't put yourself through this misery, man. I'm telling you, it sucks.
You know your son's in America. He's well aware that who the America team is, so he's more than welcome to come on over.
I got the application on standby.
My son's young right now, so you know I'm molding his brain to let him know DC is the capital of the United States. This is America's team right here. You stay right here if you want. I don't know what they're talking about.
So my daughter, she's met Prescott. She's been to training camps. She's been to drafts. She's been to games. She knows what the star means to me. Last year against them filthy, stinky Lions, she's sitting there watching the game with me. She looks at the TV and she looks at me. You could tell she wants to say something, but she knows Dad's pissed. Yeah, but she's gonna say it anyway. All right, because that's my duplicate copy. And she looked at me and she goes, "You really like this team?"
Oh man, that's crazy you say that, because I had this washed out of my memory until you just brought that up. But during y'all's game, when we missed the extra point after the touchdown, I remember my son sitting right there because I'm hyped now. You know, he's getting excited, and literally, as soon as Tressway puts his hand out like that to catch the ball, my son goes, "Why wouldn't they just go for two?" And I looked at him dead in his eyes. I was like, "Why would you?" And then doink. I was like, "Oh doink. My God." I was like, "Dude, you're grounded for life. Go." You're mowing grass tomorrow with scissors. All right.
See, the only thing, because I'm the youngest one, obviously, on this panel, the only thing that would have killed y'all even more is if Nick, your son or corner, your daughter went, "Dad, I love you, but."
Yeah.
Well, that would have ended your day.
Well, John, you already know my story. You know, my 33-year-old son is a Commander fan.
Oh, smart man.
No.
Smart man. Hey, my man, if you're watching this.
I let him make his own choices, and I should have been a tyrant as a father.
You should have been the Jerry Jones of your household.
No. Let me tell you real quick how it happened. Back in the day, playing Madden and everything, and he fell in love with Chris Cooley. Okay. Oh. And all of a sudden I started getting merchandise from the house, and it had Redskin crap on it. I was like, I didn't order this, excuse my language, this S. And what is this S coming from? You can
say it. You can say it. We unfiltered here.
Okay, this bullshit. And I was like, who ordered this? And Jay was like, I did. I said, why? I like Chris Cooley because it was a T-shirt. It was a Chris Cooley T-shirt and everything. And I was like, well, damn, I do kind of like him, but I hate this team. And I told him, I said, look, man, we got to have a serious discussion. I never forget this. He was 12 years old. I said, this is our serious discussion. If it's your team for life.
Yeah.
You don't jump ship. You don't be the fair weather fan. If they 1 in 100, you still their fan. If they win 28 Super Bowls, you still their fan. I said, so you need to make this decision right now, because when you start buying memorabilia and paraphernalia, that's what I called it, paraphernalia, that means they're your team.
Yeah.
And he thought about it. Yeah, I think I like them. Now, y'all know me. I got Cowboy crap everywhere. Everywhere I got Cowboy cap. And that little burgundy, whatever that crap color is, I was just like, it messed up the decor of the whole house. I say, you keep that in your side of the house. You keep it over there.
you keep it in the west wing. I keep mine in the east wing.
Now to this day, like I say, he's 33, going up 34 years old. He's married, 2 kids, and he's still a diehard Commander fan. It was Chris Cooley, then it turned into Sean
Taylor.
Sean Taylor. He got Sean Taylor crap all over his man cave. That's his man from the beginning to the end, and he's just always been that guy. He's like me. He's loyal to a fault. So he's loyal to a fault.
Yep, I know how to. I just had that say. So my son's only 8, so I got a youngin, but he's all he's doing is watching the Chiefs win. So, he's like, I like Patrick Mahomes. I like Travis Kelce. I like all the, I'm like, look.
No, you don't.
I'm like, just because they're winning, you got to understand. I was like, son, when I was your age, the Chiefs were worse than we were. Like the Chiefs were straight ass. Like they were terrible.
1969.
And solid quarterback play, but that was it, And I told him, I was like, just because they're winning the Super Bowl now, when you get to be 15, 20, they could be the worst team in the NFL. And he was like, I don't know. And then when we won last year, that's when I was like, see? I was like, you see what I'm saying? Like anything can happen, man. Like you just got to get it right and figure it out. And, things can happen. So I think he was on the fence. I mean, he's 8. What decisions can they make at this age anyway? But I told him the same thing. Like, look, if that's what you want to do, you got to stick to it. You can't wait 5 years from now and Patrick Mahomes is the only person left on the team that and they're winning 4 games a year. And you're like, oh, I like the Saints now. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Well, you just let him know that 1 year was an anomaly. It won't happen ever again.
Well, you would know.
You damn right.
It won't happen ever again. Hey, like Big Dab said on our show the other day, that friendly stuff is out the window now. It'll never happen again.
Hey, corner. Apparently, the moral of the story is Chris and Nick never had birds in the bees talk. They had teams and touchdown talks.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. I got a house full of daughters, so. I ain't having that conversation. We're gonna stick to football.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's talk about Sunday. Let's speak of football. Let's talk about Sunday. I'll actually, corner. I'm gonna go back to you. What is the matchup between your defense and our offense that has you circling this Sunday?
Absolutely, you're running back Merritt, Croskey-Merritt.
Yep.
And he already has 344 yards on 60 carries against this defense. I mean, he could possibly have like a lot more than that against this defense. So I need this defense to shut him down, right? And then on the other end of it, your leading wide receiver Deebo Samuel. How do we? I know he's on the injury report, but how do we contain him a little better? Do we play 5 to 6 yards off like we have been? Does Matt Eberflus learn anything, right? and how do we? Can we play close up? They're talking about playing more man. That favors me a little more with Deebo Samuel at this age in his career versus maybe the 49ers a couple of years ago. So I like that. If we could play man, I like that. But it all starts about your guys' running back. We have to be able to stop him. So it's really Deebo and then Jayden Daniels. How do we keep him in the pocket? How do we keep him contained? How's his confidence level? I don't watch a lot of Commanders games. Is Jayden Daniels running, or is he staying in the pocket? I
Mix
don't
of
know
both.
what he's doing. A mix of both.
He's doing this thing, yeah.
Okay, so how about we just lay the boom on his ass and keep him in that damn pocket? How about that?
Yeah, if y'all figure that out, the other 31 teams would want to know how you figured that one out. Because
If there's one thing we might be able to do is that, and that's it. We will stop Jayden, but then your running back will run about for 250.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'll be fine with that. Chris, what's your Dallas matchup? There's your circling on paper.
I'm always a big lineman. I'm 6'3", 330 myself. I'm a big guy. I always watch the trenches. And the game is really going to be won in the trenches, because if y'all pull a Carolina on us and just punch us in the mouth and have Bill just running up and down the field 8 yards before somebody touch him, it may get ugly, because also, and you not getting anything that pressure on Daniels, it's going to be a problem. So that's my matchup for your offense. The defense, I am a Sanders Still fan, and you all know why. I heard y'all talking a little crap about Sanders Still. I was like, look, man, every once in a while, you got to do a little TikTok videos or two. You got to let him go with it, okay? So I'm a Mikey fan, but I think they're going to try to lock up Mikey and CD together. And I'm looking forward to that matchup, man. I really am. We're going to see if CD is really healthy. And I think this is the only advantage we got is our 2 receivers versus your 1 receiver. Because I'm thinking on your team, who's going to cover Pickens? Are you going to double team Pickens, or are you going to double team CD? Which one are you going to do? Because Dak is on fire right now. You better get to him, because his play action right now is elite, and he's in stride right now. So you got to pick your poison. Is it going to be CD that kill you? Or is it going to be Pickens?
Yep, I was just about to get there. Nick, if you want to kick this off for our defense versus their offense, because Lord have mercy, they have weapons we need to cover.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to piggyback off Chris. My circle, I'm the same way, man. I'm a big fella, played at O-line myself, so I always watch the trenches, the big fellas. Someone's got to give them love, right? So that's exactly where I'm at too. I know we were just giving Fowler and Ezeraku some slack or whatever, but Connerly the past couple of weeks, he's got a low pressure rate amongst the rookies in the league. I think he's like second best in that category, second or third best. But you do watch him against these like athletic guys on the edge that get the hands on him early, which Ezeraku, being long, could possibly do that. So I'm kind of worried there, just, a little bit. But anybody who goes to Tunsil size, he's just going to swallow him up, and we should be good there. But my main thing this week is, I don't know why no one's talking about, but Lattimore versus Pickens. I mean, those two dudes are dogs, man. All they want to do is just rip somebody's face off, right? So who's going to get in whose head first? Because like you said, how are we going to stop them? And even if we're stopping them in the passing game, but, Lattimore's tugging or pulling or holding or, PI up the field or face masking or hitting them in the face or whatever it is, they find some weird penalty to call Lattimore every week. But, it'll be a toss right and somehow on the left side because he jammed him at the line of scrimmage. It's illegal touching somehow on a run play. I still don't get that one. But if Lattimore can get in Pickens' heads, that's one way to take him out of the game, because he's been known to get out of his head a few times during some games, which would help. CD coming back from injury. Now, he's an elite receiver, don't get me wrong. Amos has been pretty solid for us this season, so he will need the help, same as Mikey. I mean, Mikey, Amos, no matter who it is, if you're going up against Lamb one-on-one, you're probably not winning that. So I think we're going to be running a lot of zone, dropping the safety down, trying to help with the cover over top type of deal. But other than that, man, I think that's a real big storyline this week is going to be who can keep their head, because they're going to score points without penalties, but you just keep giving, Dak 15, 20 yards because Lattimore's holding, or you guys pick up a nice play 20 yards up the field, but Pickens, rubs his nuts across Lattimore's face when he stands up or something like that, and loses all them yards, something like that. That could be the storyline of the game. But I agree with everything you said. I don't think either team's really going to be able to stop either team. So
Yeah, it's not going to be fun. You obviously mentioned the wide receivers. I'm going to go to the other skills position I think is not getting as much attention because they have Pickens and Lamb. We got to cover the tight end. We have got to cover Jake Ferguson and company because what are we susceptible to between Tucker Kraft, Brock Bowers, Cole Kmet, Kyle Pitts? I'm missing a team. Theo Johnson. We can't cover tight ends.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or the middle.
Or the middle of the field. So in my head, you need to cover the tight end. Yes, that's going to leave Mikey, or that's going to leave the wide receivers open. But at least it's not the middle of the field, butt naked wide open for tight ends and running backs coming out of the backfield to get into.
Right.
So that's what I'm worried about. Is do something. Damn it, do something against the middle of the field. Because if I see Bobby Wagner in his lovable old age one more time in pass coverage,
yeah,
I'm going to lose my shit come Sunday night.
Yeah,
gonna lose it.
We need you to lose your shit.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect game for Kane Madrano to get his first start. So, or not start, sorry, but his first appearance.
Something.
Yeah,
because they just added Ale Keho to the injury report. I'm like, what are we doing here?
That's why I said Kane, because I was thinking KO, but I was like, nah, if he's banged up, Wagner, man, like you love him, but good night, man. You got to start accepting the fact, like, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and inches or something like that. Of course, like he needs to be out there, of course,
yeah.
Right? But on a key, like middle of the field on the 50-yard line, and they've got 4 wide receivers set with a tight end and flexed out. Like you can't have Bobby out there trying to cover, man. You just can't do it. I mean, even Luvu's susceptible in the pass game right now. So
yeah,
it's one more player I'll add though for the matchup is Zach Ertz. He's always been a problem when he was with Philly, when he was with the Cardinals. Now he's with the Commanders. Zach Ertz always been a thorn in the Dallas Cowboys, even when they had a good defense. So I'm looking for Cliff Kingsbury and Zach Ertz, who they really have a good connection with each other, to really dial something up against our horrible coverage linebackers. So Zach Ertz could be the Cowboy killer once again.
Yeah, and he's always been one of Jayden's favorite targets, if not the favorite. So
yeah,
should work.
I mean, for all we know, this could be a Luke McCaffrey breakout game once again. And I've been on the LMC train, the past 2 years. So say what you want. If he gets me another touchdown, I ain't never gonna shut up.
Yeah, I've been on the train for the past 2 days, or 2 weeks. But I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. I was hard on him, but and that most recent video, I did give him some love. So
you and Reedy wanted him off this team. I said, hold up, wait a minute, let him cook. And I've so far been right this season. So I will take, because I said this last night on the Bernie breakdown. In the 6 games for Luke McCaffrey, and then we'll go on to score predictions. 10 targets, 8 receptions, 173 yards, 3 touchdowns. 22.5 average yards per reception. I'll take that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll take that from the 3. Yeah. I think they would take that from any wide receiver 3 in Dallas.
True.
Yeah.
22 yards of reception. I think most teams would take that from their 3.
Yeah, but when he does it, that can't be it.
No, I mean, sure.
That's my gripe. Hey, nice 50-yard bomb, dude. Appreciate it. Now go get warmed up in the hot tub in the locker room. We'll see you at the end of the game.
Yeah, when he's getting 2-3 targets a game, and 2 of those are on 3 targets, he gets 2 receptions. That's all he gets. It's kind of hard for him to be consistent.
Yeah.
But the last thing we do here on BIB is it's a staple, and no, it's not mock drafts. It's score predictions. Considering this is Thursday going out Friday. This is we do every single preview and predictions episode here on BIB. So Nick, I'm gonna start with you, and then we'll go to Chris, Corner, and then end myself, since I am running the show right now. Nick, what is your score prediction going into Sunday?
Oh man, you got me on the spot. I was going to let our guest go first, but if someone's got to kick it off, might as well be me. So, we hit on it earlier. I think we're all in agreement here that the defenses are going to be a little leaky, to say the least. And with both quarterbacks playing, the way they're playing right now, with Jayden being elite and Dak being, I'm gonna just use Chris's words, on fire, because I would never say that about that man wearing a star on his helmet. That star. But my prediction is, obviously, I think we're going to get the win, right? It's not going to be easy. These wins are never easy. I mean, hell, the losses aren't even easy as of last year. We all saw that one. But I truly think that this is going to be the game of the week, with Tom Brady calling it, and it's going to be a shootout. I think we win this game. I'm thinking, if I had to put a number on it, because I like to typically do ranges to help myself be better more often than not, or right more often than not. But I'm going to say we win the game. I'm going to say 38-31. Because always up there kicking damn 70-yard field goals before halftime and third quarter, just, meanwhile, we're just hoping we make our extra points. So
yeah, without doinking it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm just going around the room of this, right? What would be your score prediction?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say it for him, since he didn't want to say the best quarterback in the NFC at this time is Dakota Prescott. Okay, I know you didn't want to say his name because you hadn't beat him in quite a while. You beaten the Cowboys last year, but you hadn't beaten him in quite a while. So, since I said that, wow. And we all know about these two defenses, Dan Quinn coming back home, thinking he's going to run things again. No. High scoring game, man. I predicted on my show 42-41, your Dallas Cowboys.
Ugh, that don't even sound right. How can you force yourself to blink twice if someone's holding you at gunpoint right now, man?
Hey, I am from Texas. They have a lot of guns, but no, ain't nobody holding me gun.
Corner, I was watching that fly around your room in the past 20 minutes. So hopefully you caught that fly.
Dude, I'm in the garage and I opened the door to show the neighbor one of my Halloween displays, and the fly was like, "Hey, it's a free hotel.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So
I got water, air conditioning, and entertainment. I got it all.
Yes. So to piggyback what the big fella said, Dak Prescott 11-2 against your beloved Commanders. All right, 3,145 yards, 27 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. I say Dak Prescott pulls the 30 on y'all, 30 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. All right, so that makes it 3 tutties. Javonte Williams had a bad game against some kitty cats. All right, so he's looking to come back to himself, coming back from the heavens. I think he gets 2 tutties, and I think Brandon Aubrey kicks a little field goal everywhere in there. So I got 41-40, the Dallas Cowboys.
41. Y'all are really going these high.
Have you seen our defense?
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
This is going to be the game where it's going to be 10-9.
It would be very NFC East like.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm taking the team that starts with a W because we're going to get that W. I'm taking obviously my beloved, at times harmful Washington Commanders. I, for the love of me, have always taken us below 30 points, and I really don't see that stopping for me right now. I'm going to go 30-28 kind of thing. I think this comes down to a field goal. I think here's the reason why. Both defenses suck. Absolutely. I could have sworn both defenses were on a show that provides orange and black lettering. But both offenses at times seem to stutter in the first half, especially our offense. It takes us a while to get out the gates. Second half Commanders, we got scores for days. First half Commanders, see him decide to participate in the AVN awards and choke a little bit. All right, and I realize we're spinning videos on against the Bears. So I think it's going to take a second for our team to start. I think the second half, it could take Dallas a second to get their gear back. That's why I got 30-28, because I think it's going to come to special teams, and hopefully we get Matt Gay inside the 50. If not, it's going to be a long day in overtime.
I can't watch it again. I can't. I'm so over that guy.
We need Matt Gay straight out the facility.
I thought when you said the W for the team, I thought you were on the Make-A-Wish team.
No, that's the Jets.
Yeah.
Well,
And Cleveland for that matter. Because they're making wishes. Hopefully they can get an actual quarterback since the first time since before I was born.
were you the one that said Jets stands for just in the season?
Yes.
Dude, that lives in my head rent free, dude. I've laughed at that since Tuesday.
I said that, and I texted a friend JETS just end the suffering, and I was like, I should have said that. I should have done with that. Because poor Jets fans. I said this to a few buddies of mine, and then we'll get out of here because we've been down here for an hour. I think Aaron Glenn could be fired before the season's ended, and it won't even be because he's a black head coach. It's because his team absolutely sucks.
Yeah, that's tough. I was shocked to see dude from Tennessee get fired, to be honest. I can't imagine Aaron Glenn. I don't know, man. There's something about it. Like, they're just like, they didn't have their first overall pick out there still losing games, I don't know. But if they're going to give Aaron Rodgers 2 years, they should probably give him 2. So
I think they will. Go ahead, big fella.
I think they will too, because Aaron Glenn is one of their own. He's a former Jet, and everything. I think they'll give him more than this year. I mean, they come back with a journeyman quarterback. Their offensive line absolutely sucked. The only 2 good things they got is their running back and their wide receiver. I'm drawing a
Sauce.
Sauce, yeah, and Sauce.
That sauce is spoiled,
man,
though.
I
was about to say.
They don't have much, and I don't think you can blame Aaron Glenn for this year because they really don't have much at all.
Yeah, they don't. And it takes a while to build it. I mean, look at Dan Campbell with the Lions. It did.
Yeah.
I mean, he was talking about biting kneecaps and ripping off faces, and then they go like 0-6 to start the year. So it just takes time. And if the Jets are going to be any good, look out, because I can see Aaron Glenn bringing in his own guys and making a big statement.
Only reason why I say he could be fired is, and Reedy says this every week, the league is what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
And the Johnson family is not known to show patience when they're losing.
Well, they've been losing for 40 years, so.
I mean, again, so have the Browns, and they're still kicking. So, I mean, it's either Aaron Glenn, Mike McDaniel, or Zach Taylor. And I think Aaron Glenn, because he doesn't have a win yet, that's going to be the reason why. But I would love to be proven wrong, because I was an Aaron Glenn defensive coordinator, bring him to Washington if Joe Witt doesn't work out. But we'll see if they even keep him by the time this game is over. But again, score predictions wise, Chris has got 42-41. Nick has got 38-31. Corner's got 40. He's at 42-20?
41-40.
41-40. Thank you. I knew it was with
Dallas Cowboys.
I knew it was pretty much the same thing as Chris. And I got 30-28 Washington as always. But fellas, I cannot appreciate y'all showing up and coming up here on BIB, spending a good hour with us.
Man, my pleasure, man. You know how it is. Anytime. Next time, save my number in your phone, so when I do
That's fair.
you can remember who the hell I am.
That's fair.
Hey, man, I'm always your favorite Cowboy fan. You know that.
That's fair. If people want to know the story why Chris just called me out, rightfully so, on all aspects, I will tell it in the comments. If they want to know, I can tell them in the comments. It's embarrassing on my part, but Corner, appreciate you coming on, joining us, man.
Absolutely. I had fun, dude. Great meeting other fans. When I started this YouTube 11 years ago, I wanted to meet Cowboy fans and every once in a while sprinkle in a rival, a 49er. I wouldn't call the Commanders a rival when we kick y'all's butt every year. It's not really a rivalry.
True.
But no, just to extend the hand and
up in the same place at the end of the year, but that's all good.
But you're looking up at us in that basement. You see what I'm saying? But I think
if we're in the basement, gotta be like, are you fixing the light yet so we can get out?
But no, one thing I love about the East is you never know who's going to win it year after year.
Right.
I love that we haven't had a back-to-back winner since 2003 in this. And then when the Eagles finally got their Super Bowl a few years ago, I was happy that we're the only conference East to have all four teams have a Super Bowl. So that we are the beast of the NFL, and we bring in the ratings, we bring in everything because of the Dallas Cowboys being in it. So go Cowboys.
Haven't seen you take a sip of nothing, but clearly you've been drinking.
Been drinking on that Cowboy Rita. You ever been to AT&T?
Hell no.
Cowboy Rita, you gotta have you one.
Wait a minute. I've been to FedEx a bunch of times. Well, I'm sorry, Northwest, and you ain't never been to AT&T?
AT&T 2.0.
Nah, hell no.
Because I know why. Because you see all them Cowboy fans in FedEx all the time. I've been there. It turns blue. It turns real blue.
We're shipping ass whoopings to that stadium. That's what
Cowboy Rita sounds like the concoction Jerry drinks every day to talk about his delusions on his own damn media show. But or that's what he gives to the cheerleaders because he didn't want to pay him. Anyways, we need to get up out of here because we could go on a tangent for the next 4 hours, but we all need to go to bed. At least me and Nick do because we're on the East Coast. But if y'all have not already, hit that subscribe button here on BIB. Like I said, road to 1,000 subscribers. I want that in the next 3-4 months. When I go to Northwest in December, I want to hit 1,000 because I got a lot of work coming in these next couple of months. And y'all can go follow CowboyUp Podcast. Links in the description, and it's going to be above Nick's head. You can follow Cowboys Corner, same deal, above Nick's head. Again, appreciate y'all coming on. Sunday is going to be an absolute show, whether it's good or whether it's a soap opera or a sci-fi film. We shall see. But as always, guys, raise hell this offseason, or raise hell during the season, and don't forget to stay ballin'. We will see y'all out there.